Grace had left late the night before. I lied in bed, worried.
Oh my gosh, this story has no filter. This is just a raw story. Nomoi, it's Joinen, and welcome to Life Diary. It's another animated story channel. But this one is weird. This one gets real weird. Again, like, I guess all of these, it's kind of new. It's a November 2019 thing, so it's not even a year old. This little baby of a channel. But they've got absolute bangers, like, I feel sorry to my stepfather, and my dad sold me $50,000 to old man. But today, we're going to be clicking on my homeless girl. Which I think they mean my homeless girlfriend, but they've just written my homeless girl. So I don't know. I guess we're gonna learn about someone's very own homeless girl. You can own them. Apparently you can just have one. Hi everyone, I'm Andre, 27 years old from the USA. In life, sometimes the...
Hi everyone, I'm Andre, 27 years old from the USA. In life, sometimes the...
Oh! How did he know? How did he know? Has he watched the video? Has he memorized the entire thing? No. It's the classic move of putting the first few sentences in the description. I guess they just don't know what to put there.
best of things come to us in the most unexpected situations. The story that happened between me and Grace 2 years ago is a typical example of that.
A typical example? What, you found a homeless lady and she was the best thing to happen to you? So typical.
I was 25 years old at the time, finishing my degree at dental school.
Wow.
It was drizzling that
Dental school at 25? I guess so. How long is dental? Following from an undergraduate that is at least 3 years, this pathway takes at least 7 years. Wait, so is it 7 years after your 3 years? Is it 10 years? It takes a while, doesn't it? I guess you could get a Bachelor of Dental Surgery in 2 years, but surely that's not what he was talking about. 7 or 8 total. If he was like a year younger, which he can be, he could be finishing school at like 17, turning 18. Oh, he had just turned 25. I graduated high school at 17. Yeah. He could have graduated at 17 and then you would have 8 years. If it's a 7-year degree, then yeah, it checks out. Just.
and I was walking quickly home from my evening class when I saw a homeless girl sitting tired on the side of the road near my parking lot. I didn't want to step over her rudely and say nothing. I knew many people had aversion to the homeless because of their appearance and problems in life, but I had always been taught by my parents as a child to respect people in all circumstances.
Okay. All right, so you took her home? You adopted your very own homeless girl? I thought the English would be worse. I was kind of looking forward to some like funny moments in the script, but it seems like just the titles are bad.
So I stopped and said hello to her. In response to my greeting, Grace looked panicked. Her appearance was miserable with her hair, though not in a mess.
Oh gosh, that was some weird talking pacing. Her appearance was miserable, though, with her hair in a mess.
But quite sticky, and the clothes dirty.
Did you say her hair was sticky?
But her eyes were like humble pools of water.
Oh my gosh, dude. You're being... It's a little bit too poetic. Her eyes, they were like fountains with birds in them. The kind of fountain you would flick a coin into and make a wish, and I would do just that.
Because of those eyes, I lingered and talked to her. My parents always said that homeless people appreciate human contact a lot.
What kind of parents do you have?
If I was to teach my child just one thing, it would be that homeless people enjoy human contact.
Human contact? What are you doing to this lady? You hung around because of her dreamy eyeballs. Did he touch her hair? Well, he knew it was sticky. He's touching her sticky hair and is like, I'm doing this because I know you like it. I know you like that human contact.
I was a poor student at the time, so in such a situation I could only talk to her since I did not have money to give.
Yeah, well, she doesn't want you chatting. All right. She needs food. I don't know. Maybe she does like you chatting. Maybe you're a fine guy. I'm being snarky for no good reason.
Through that conversation, I learned that her name was Grace.
All right, I just want to pause here. This is Joinen from the future after watching this video. Jeez, there's some themes in this video. If you're uncomfortable with themes, then I would move along and just go watch one of my other videos. I'm sure some of the other ones have some lighter-hearted content, but okay. Otherwise, continue. Continue with caution. All right, back to the video.
Grace was forced out of her home by her parents when she was 20. and had been roaming the streets ever since.
Wait, that's the situation? I don't like to get into this topic. I know that homeless people have their own situations, but if you're just a casual 20-year-old just being kicked out of home, I just kind of feel like the average 20-year-old would have somewhere they can go. Maybe some other family, maybe some friends. I know it's a complicated issue with actual homeless people, but I'm just saying the average 20-year-old probably wouldn't find it too hard to. I guess it kind of depends why she was kicked out though.
Regarding the reason for being kicked out of the house, I think she did mention it, but let me be honest with you, at that time I was too busy watching her and didn't pay close attention.
Oh dang, he got the hots for Grace. He's into her puddle eyes, or whatever he called them. He didn't even care. He's like, you got kicked out of your home, no one you knew would take you in for whatever it is that you did. Presumably something kind of bad. He doesn't care, because she's got hot eyeballs.
I felt ashamed to think that she was a 7 out of 10.
Oh! All right. A 7. You're talking homeless in these rags with sticky hair. She's a 7. Dang, dude. You might be onto maybe a potential 9. This is messed up. A 7? He's just chatting to this lady. He's not taking any of it in. And he's like, you know, she's probably a 7.
She had absolutely no unpleasant odor like the homeless people I'd encountered before. When Grace finished the story, I came to consciousness and returned to reality.
Oh my goodness. You're just like daydreaming about this wicked, like solid 7 in front of you. I don't know, dude. You seem a bit weird. I'm not saying homeless people can't be 7s. I'm just saying you just seem like a weird dude. She didn't smell like the other homeless people that I go and chat up.
Raining harder, and Grace was trying to pull up her torn blanket to cover her head. And so I did something that changed my life forever.
You kissed her. You kissed her!
Which was to offer her a shower and a meal at my house.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Okay. All right. All because of her eyeballs?
The whole drive in the car with me, Grace didn't say anything. She was very shy, but her face, especially her eyes, showed gratitude.
Those eyes don't look like that. Gratitude. She looks very worried. She looks concerned. She has just been abducted by you, the creepy 7 out of 10 eyeballs guy.
When we went up to the apartment where I lived, the neighbors gave us dirty looks, but I just bowed my head and walked faster. I knew what they were thinking, entering my modest apartment.
What? What were they thinking? What would they be thinking? What do you mean? What? Grace, get out of there! Take a hint from the neighbors. Clearly they know what's going on.
Sue, he only cares about her eyes.
Nah, I think he's like one of these guys who's like, oh dang, she's a 7 now. Wait till I shower her and get her in some wicked clean clothes. I could have just scored myself a real piece here. That's what I think he's getting at, because he's seeming kind of creepy. Simp? He's a bit of a simp.
I quickly showed her where the bathroom was. After that, I did not forget to find and give her ladies' shower stuff.
Why do you talk like this? Ladies' shower stuff? After that, I did not forget to find and give her ladies' shower stuff.
Which my ex left behind when we broke up.
Oh no, your previous homeless ex? I'm not too sure about this guy.
35 minutes later, she came out with just a towel wrapped around her body, and in her hands were the clothes she had just washed. I froze for a few seconds. To be honest, she was an 8 out of 10 without the dirt.
Dude, I don't need to know what's going on in your weird head, okay? Maybe just keep those things to yourself.
Realizing she was awkward in that towel, I quickly ran to look for the clothes that my ex had left and gave it to her. None of the items were fancy, but when Grace put them on, she looked like a proper lady.
Oh, you'd say maybe like a 9? She's bumped up a solid notch. It's not just her eyeballs now. Now she looks like a proper lady. This is a fair income creepy bloke.
After she changed, I invited her to the table. While she was taking a shower, I quickly prepared some pasta and red bean salad, all of which were trivial because I hadn't made any money yet.
Trivial. Your pasta was trivial. Of little value or importance. Your pasta was of little value or importance because you hadn't made any money yet? I don't understand what he's actually saying. Itadakimasu. Thank you for the trivial pasta. I will appreciate it.
Grace suddenly burst into tears. Nobody has ever been so kind to me. I can't repay you, but if you want to...
Wait. No, hold on. The voice is going somewhere very different than the animation right now. Am I the only one witnessing this? She's going in for an absolute kiss, and you're just talking as if she's just chatting? What's happening here? Which one do I believe?
I can't repay you, but if you want to...
Ah! Oh no! This channel's quite different to my animated story. This is like the after 10 p.m. version of my animated story.
I knew what she was thinking, but that was not who I was. I replied, "You're a beautiful girl, but doing so is not the right thing at all. Besides, I'm not that kind of man."
Yeah, I get it. You're a nice guy. You're nice. You're lovely. You're pleasant. You're a good dude all around, and that is not the right thing. Okay, little homeless girl? That is not the right thing to do at all.
Her relief on her face upon hearing that from me told me that I had done the right thing.
Her relief, the look on her face is what told you that you did the right thing. Not just your own sense of morality. What is wrong with you, dude?
We finished dinner in silence, and then she asked me to take her back to her spot on the street where we met. Of course, I agreed.
You're like, yeah, right. Yeah, well, this is fun. So, you want to do this again, next month? Same street corner, I'll meet you there.
Even though it was already quite late. I took her home with some other clothes from my ex.
I took her home.
When we arrived at her home on the side of the road,
Speaking of which, where is this? This is absolute shambles. He said he's from the US.
And gave me a grateful kiss on the cheek like a friend and said, "I will never forget you." And I would never forget the softness of Grace's kiss on my cheek. Almost every day after school, I would go over to where she sat.
Hey, you want a burrito? You want to hang out a little bit? What is this? It's like a wild cat out his front door that he's giving milk. It's just fun to pat for a little bit. And you just, they might come in the house every now and then you just chuck them back out. You're like, yeah, okay, well, this was fun. Got to pretend I had a cat for a little while. Back on the street you go.
Sometimes I would bring meals for both of us. We ate and chatted and gradually became good friends. We maintained that habit almost daily for 2 months.
What do they talk about? He's like, it's just a bit of a bummer because I bought the new iPhone, but then they delayed it. I spent $1,200 on that thing. And I'm just really bummed because last year it came with the better headphones in the box. And she's like, yeah.
Even though it was just an act of charity at first. At that time, she got a job at a food store.
What am I, just an act of charity to you? I thought we were friends. You're just using me to make you feel better about yourself, to make you feel all charitable.
And occasionally brought food back to both of us. She also found a nearby shelter and could take a bath there once a week. I was glad to see her life improved, but she was still homeless. Every time after finishing dinners on the sidewalk, when we said goodbye, I often got a kiss on the cheek from her.
Oh, dang. And you lit up like a light bulb, your pink little blushy face. This is just weird. What a weird story.
And it made my heart flutter. One evening, after 3 months of the habit of meeting on the sidewalk like that, I invited her to my apartment again with the reason that a change of setting would be nice.
Yeah. Hey, wouldn't a change of setting be nice? This is weird. This is weird.
On the drive home, neither one of us said a word.
Oh, dang. She's in her dirty clothes again. She got dirt on her face.
We knew what would happen when we got home.
Oh. Okay. What did I get us into? What is this channel? I thought I picked a tame one. Out of all of the videos on this channel, there are some very not tame ones. I thought I picked one that would,
She had washed and wore the best clothes in the pile of old clothes from my ex. And what should have happened did happen. As soon as the door opened.
What should have happened did happen. All right. Okay.
We rushed into each
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't even know. I don't even know. I think maybe we just need to muffle the audio of that bit.
I was smart enough to understand what it might bring me, but I was not rational enough to think at the moment what
it might bring me? Wait, you're talking about you're gonna have a child?
she might have.
Oh, and now this is getting all too real. This is getting very real, really fast.
She put all the gratitude into it and cried a bit when we were done. But this time, I knew it was happy tears.
Okay. You know, if you were a 7 out of 10, you're now at least an 8 or a 9. And I'm talking creepy units. You're an 8 or a 9, you're really edging on 10 here. He just used the word gratitude. She was crying. They were happy tears of gratitude. This is messed up.
Up the next morning alone in that apartment because Grace had left late the night before. I lied in bed, worried that she might have a...
Oh my gosh, this story has no filter. This is just a raw story.
And immediately felt itchy all over. I made an appointment to see a doctor for a checkup and didn't see Grace for a week. I didn't catch anything. I was happy and relieved. So I ran to Grace's place to find her, but Grace was not there.
Okay. She wasn't there? All right.
Even her stuff was not there as usual. I stood in that corner waiting all afternoon, but didn't see her come back.
The absolute prance over. He's like, where's Grace? I gotta tell her the good news.
When it began to get darker, my thoughts became negative. Could it be that she was upset upon knowing that I suspected and discriminated against her?
I don't like this story. I don't like this story at all.
Grace might have left because I didn't see her for a week after we had... I liked her and didn't want to lose a great girl like Grace. At that thought, my tears started to fall and I couldn't see well anymore. But a few seconds later,
Then she comes in. I'm here. She slaps him, gives him one of those.
Saw a vague figure of a girl running towards me. She hugged me tightly, and I immediately realized the familiar scent. I thought you abandoned me. I didn't dare to leave the spot at all because I waited for you. But today is the day for me to take a shower in that shelter. I thought you wouldn't want to come back finding me stinking, so I had to go there with all of my belongings. Did I make you wait long? Without letting Grace finish what she was saying.
Oh, you smooched her. This is like there's got to be a name for this, right? Like it's like a reverse Stockholm Syndrome thing. It's not that he's holding her captive. It's that he's like giving her a life, giving her some clothes and giving her some food and all that kind of stuff. It's like there's a weird imbalance of status. Savior Syndrome? Is that what it's called? Because that sounds right to me.
I held her tightly and kissed her passionately. That moment, I knew this was the girl for me.
Okay, all right. Simp syndrome. No, it's not that. It's Lima. People are saying Lima syndrome. Lima syndrome is the exact inverse of Stockholm syndrome. There we go. In this case, hostage takers and victimizers become sympathetic to the wishes and needs of the hostages or victims. I don't know if that's quite it either.
From that day on, Grace moved in with me in my apartment. We left the apartment together hand in hand, and the neighbors stopped looking at us with scornful eyes. Sometimes Grace woke me up in the morning with the scent of fried eggs because cooking was still quite new to a homeless girl like her.
Huh? What? Sometimes you'd wake up to fried eggs because cooking was new to her? What's the relation? Sometimes you just talk. Like sometimes this guy just says words. I don't really understand what he's getting at.
Every day I took Grace to work, and then I went to my classes. We were the two happiest people in the world, and we still are.
Oh, okay. Good. Good?
Now I'm 27 and Grace is 26. I graduated from DDS and joined a nice practice. Although I was the main earner in the family since I started to make some serious money. During 1 year of...
I started to make some serious money as a dentist. What you're saying is the dynamic completely changed.
Grace was extremely hardworking. I've never seen her sleep in, be lazy with household chores, or intend to betray me.
Household chores? What was she, 25, 26?
I think I've found the woman of my life. How do you think I should propose to her?
Oh.
Should I do something special? Or just buy a simple ring and ask her at our daily meal? Let me know in the comments.
Let you know in the comments how you should propose to her? What? Okay, I guess sounds like it ended nicely. I really don't know what to make of that. There's some real creepy vibes going on from this bloke. This guy have a kind heart, and I like it. Hope you two find the forever in love and never let anyone ruin your relationship. Wow. Buy her a special ring. Buy her a car and propose to her and tell her how you feel about her. Okay, Ray. What? Do people think he's real? People actually responding to this cartoon man, thinking that this is a real story. I don't know. I think this story's messed up. I don't know what else to make of it. So I'm just going to move on. If you want to get some of the sweet lemon carton merch, you can get some in the description below. It's got a cute little lemon carton on it. And come and join the Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Joinen, but on Twitch, where we film these live every weekday. And I will see you guys next time.
Thank you for watching my video, but now that it's done, please watch another one.